Hello, hello, it's Nienke here from Ninks.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful card with the Hello Ladybug Stamp Set and Punch. I've been loving the stamp set so much. I've made ladybugs and today we're going to do bees, and I've used some retired products on this card, but don't worry, I do have, if you would like to make these projects, there will be 3 different ones, multiples of each. I will have these retired projects in a class packet, an optional class packet on my website. It will be, all the details will be in the description, and there'll be a link to my website. If you would like to purchase the class packet, you will also receive all of your envelopes, card bases, and then if there is any embossing or extra pieces that you'll need, you will have that in your class packet. So you are welcome to head over to my website and see what I have there. As I said, this is only the first design. There will be 2 more. So subscribe to the channel to see, so that you don't miss the next 2 projects that you'll be able to make with this class packet. And yes, as I said, all the details are in the description of the video, and then also on my website there'll be a link. So that's something fun. I think that you guys will enjoy. So jumping into our projects, I have all my pieces already ready from my class packet. Now the designer series paper I've cut already. You will cut that from your 6x6 pieces, and then the embossing I've done, I used my small balloon punch. It's also retired. You will receive those in your kit. You will need the stamp set and the Ladybug Punch to complete this, even if you buy the kit. Okay, I will also have some extra pieces for you to punch, but you will need your own punch. Okay, so let's start with this. This is our card base. It's very vanilla, 5.5 by 8.5, and then scored at 4 1/4. That's just our normal size. And then this piece you will have in your kit, if you're just following along, it is 5 1/4 by 2, and I embossed that with the 3D Hive 3D embossing folder. I really had loads of fun with this one. So that we will just adhere to the right side of our card front. So that is the debossed side. It gives a very nice different effect. You can use both sides of this embossing folder. I always like it if there's 2 distinct different sides, because it will give you 2 way different effects, and it's like getting 2 embossing folders in one. 2 for the price of 1, right? That's always good. So I love that texture it gives there. And now we have our piece of designer series paper, which would be what, 5 1/4 by, this is 3 1/2, 5 1/4 by 3 1/2. Now I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and I'll show you how we get this you know, that folded effect there at our designer series paper. So we want to cut this little slit to do the fold there. So the middle of 5 1/4 will be 1 tick over from 1/8 over from 2 1/2, which will be 2 5/8, I hope. And then line, can you see? Oh, there we go. That better? My mat is wiggling. Okay, so 5/8, is that correct? And then this one, your trimmer has these little ridges there to show you where you are, and I'm going to line this up on this side with 1 1/4 over there, close it and cut. So now we have a 1 1/4 slit in here in the middle of your paper. If you want to make a little mark there to make sure that you're in the middle, you can do that. Okay, I'm also going to use my trimmer to now score this so that we can fold it correctly. Okay, so use your scoring blade, line up the corner of your paper with the edge of the cut piece. Now I'm looking through my trimmer's slot there, making sure I have It's a bit hard to see where that is. I hope you can see it, but the corner with that corner over there, and just very gently make a score line there. There we go. And then the same with the other side. Line up the corner with the cut edge in your trimmer. And there we go. There is the cut edge. There's my corner. Very gently just score up to that cut part, and now you will have it scored. It will just make the folding easier. Grab your bone folder. You have your score lines right there, so this will go very easily. Fold it back. Let's just burnish that down. Same with this side. I just hold my finger there at that corner to make sure that folds nicely. There we go. And that's that part done. So now we can adhere that to our card front. Just using some liquid glue. You can use the seal or whichever glue works for you. I like my liquid glue. Just going to line up my border, and if you have this all cut correctly, it should line up perfectly, like so. Isn't that pretty? I love it when the designer series paper coordinates on the front and the back, because then you can do fun things like this. Now you can leave that up if you want. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue right here, not all the way to the edges, because you want some extra dimension, but not so that I don't hook it and tear it off by accident, which I'm sure I'll be capable of doing. That is probably something I will do, and on camera. Okay, so let's do some punching and some stamping right here. So I'm just going to move this off to the side. Let's bring this in. I have my Stampin' Pierce mat somewhere. Here we go, with some grit paper just to protect that surface, my punch, and then some scraps. Okay, here I have a black scrap that I've punched before. I'm just going to use that, line that up, and punch out my ladybug. That's going to be a bee today. Isn't that fun? And I'm going to grab some Pear Pizzazz and Mossy Meadow scraps. It's just little scraps, and which we all have lying around somewhere, I'm pretty sure. And if you buy the kit, then you will receive scraps in your kit to punch out. I'm going to use some Mossy Meadow, and then also some Pear Pizzazz. Just cut out a couple of them. Oops. Pear Pizzazz, 1, 2. Okay, isn't that fun? Paper pieces flying everywhere. So we have that. I already punched this with a small bloom. We're going to do some fun things with that, and then you can use some vellum. I just used some of like any type of see-through little piece. You can use vellum, is good. What I used is the backing of, like when you get your cling stamps and you have the stickers on this backing. I just use that. It has a more of a rough side and then the smooth side, and I just put my adhesive on the rough side, and it works. It punches out fine. If you have a problem punching it, I also use some tissue paper before. Just use a piece of cardstock, put your tissue paper or that underneath, and then just stamp it with that to give it some extra bulk. Okay, I'm going to show you a fun technique with the little flowers. Okay, I'm going to get my Daffodil Delight ink spot, and this is also Daffodil Delight cardstock, and I want to put some of these flowers in the middle. I can't remember, I probably did it on a video before, where I've been using these little dies from the Sweet as a Peach. I love them. You will get already a couple of them die cut in your set, so if you don't have it, don't worry. In your glass packet, I will have those die cut for you. Add a little bit of glue. There's these teeny tiny ones, and then there's the little bit bigger ones. I'm going to use the bigger center for this. Oh, and I also want to mention, if you don't get the glass packet, but you do have the other Ladybug set, you can also use the 3 little flowers that's in there. Just stamp them, and fussy cut. I think I have some of them here. These ones. There's 3 of them. You can just stamp them and fussy cut them, and that'll be fine. They're already in your set. So if you don't want to get the kit with these little punched out flowers, use those and die cut them. Not die cut, fussy cut them. You can use that. Okay, now I have these. I'm just going to give them some extra dimension by pressing into the middle of them. I don't want to mess up my grid paper, so I'm just going to move this to the side very gently. Push into your Stampin' Pierce mat, and that will give them that nice dimension, like so. Now, I did that because the effect, just the effect I want to create with this, use your spot and just dab on top of your flower, like so. The reason why I also glued the centers is it will give the outside more ink than the inside will be lighter. Okay, you can also just roll it around like so, and it just gives some extra texture to your flower. There we go, without having to just stamp anything in there. Look at that, isn't that so cute? Now let's just give them a second to dry, and I'm going to show you what I did with these. Now these are meant to be, you probably guessed, the wings. We're not going to make a green ladybug, obviously. We're going to make some leaves. Bring in my trimmer again, grab these guys, and do the same thing as we did with our designer series paper. Line up sort of in the middle of there, grab the end, make sure you have the in there, and this side. Remember to use your scoring blade, not your cutting blade. So let's make one pear pizzazz, one mossy meadow. I always score lightly rather than very hard, because sometimes you can have your paper crack if it's. Now this doesn't have to be precise. We're going to layer everything. Just get, you can also just fold it if you want without the score. I just feel like it adds some, like the vein texture for the vein, and probably won't need another one, but let's just do it. And the last one. There you go. Done with that. And now we can just burnish these. Fold in, fold out, fold in, fold in, fold out, fold in. As I said, they don't fold in perfectly, it doesn't matter. Fold in, fold out, fold in. Last one, fold in, fold out, fold in. There we go. Oh, and we can also actually stamp our greeting. I have this little piece here. Cut that at an angle. Any angle. Let's first, well, doesn't matter. Cut that at any angle you want. Oh, and we also want to add some stripes to our bee, right? Let me find my thin scraps. I have a whole pile of thin scraps. Let's, oh, now obviously, there we go. Thin scrap for our bee. stamp book. Let's use the little hello. You can also use the it's a good day or whichever one you want. Oh, that's a very big block. Use a smaller one. Get that lined up there. Okay, let go of my finger. Do we have some sun coming in again? Pull that closed. Memento black ink. Ink this up. Come on, Strippy. Going to line it up to the right. Stamp that. There we go. We will trim this shorter in a little bit. Chamois. Okay, let's add some stripes to the bee. You can also do a, I found if I want the stripes straight, you don't need to have them straight. Line them up with the grit paper and put your little adhesive line. Let's say one there and one there. Now your glue is straight, so then when you go to adhere your stripe, it makes it easier to get that stripe straight. It's early in the morning. I'm not completely awake yet. Here we go. Now just give that a second and then follow and put your scissor to the curve of your punched image and just follow it. It gives you a guide to just cut that, which is very easy and straightforward. Here we go. I found the easiest, you can use some dimensionals, but then that will be, you will see it. So for me, tear and tape works great. To adhere the little wings, I'm going to use the tiniest little strip if it wants to stick to my finger and not run away. Tiny strip of tear and tape, like so. Find my rough side because I've used the backing of the cling stamps. There we go. Teeny tiny strip, you don't need much. Take that off and line it up with the neck of your little bee, and then you don't see anything. No adhesive showing through. So remove these little pieces. Now I can start assembling our card. Doesn't really matter where, oops, these goes. Put some glue just here and there. I'm going to use these two because that'll make this stand up in the middle. Put some Pear Pizzazz. Keep on wanting to say wings, but they're now actually leaves, right? Over here and some over here. Hold it for a second. There you go. I think where I want to have this. Put our little bee over there, so just add this over here. Yeah, that's fine. go. Add some dimensionals on the back of our bee. So cute. One at his head and two here at the bottom, like so. It's really a fun card. I love this. Add him looking that way, and that will also help secure any of the leaves that you might. And I love the way how they stand up and give extra dimension to our card. Can grab our sentiment strip and decide where we want that. I'm going to cut this a little bit shorter, like so maybe. Everything's flying everywhere this morning. And we're going to stick that in there. You can pop it up if you want. I'm just going to stick it down flat, put my sentiment down there, maybe up a little bit. Yeah, let's move it a little bit up. No, that's fine. Sentiment down there, and now we're going to add our flowers. Let's get them all poofed up again. 1, 2, 3. To add this one up here, just with liquid glue. Let's hold it for a second. Come on. With the embossed piece, you need to just hold it down for a little bit. Let's put another one down here, like so. And then I'm going to pop this one up. Oh, you know what? I wanted to use the black dimensionals for the bee, but I forgot we have these beautiful black dimensionals. They come in a pack with the big and small, or the standard and the mini. They're very nice. So if you have a darker project, there we go. And now I'm going to add some of this braided linen trim in the mossy meadow color. As I said, it's no longer available, but I have a limited number of kits available on my website. So if you want to make this, there will be about 2.5 yards of this in your kit. So run over there. If they are still available, it will be on my website. Let's get a nice big bow here. Come on. Get my ends sort of the same length. Little glue dot. Oh, sun's coming up, shining in my eyes. It's another beautiful day. We have our very fun week coming. It's the last week before school starts. Can you believe it? We had so much fun this summer. It was really great. Family visit, friends. We had a great time this summer. Okay, I'm going to add this here, following our example. Isn't that so cute? Okay. Let's move this out of the way and add some bling. I want to use the black matte dots, if I can find them. So here we go. Okay, so you will get a half a pack of the black matte dots in your kit. It's about 80 black matte dots that you will receive in your kit. Let's grab, I have some big ones extra, so let's use some big ones for now. Let's put one here this time. There. And another big one here. And then a little one over here. There we go. And there we go. That is the first card of our online class kit. You will be able to make 2 of these. You'll have enough cardstock and a designer series paper and everything to make 2 of these projects. So I hope you enjoyed that, and please subscribe and stay tuned for the next project, and then hop over to my website if you want that class packet. As I said, I only have a limited number. I think actually I have 4 left. That's what I'm thinking, maybe 3. So, and I will just see you in the next one. Bye bye.